mad close.
Yo, what up? I am with my guy. Actually, no, that's not it. But we're at Def Jam. Just outtakes real quick. Got the Def Jam logo in the background. What up, YouTube? I am back again. I am doing this daily vlog, music industry vlog. I am with my boy Mazzi of the Soul Purpose crew. If you don't know Mazzi, you should, because he is a legend of New York. He's a legend of hip hop. He knows everyone. He's all around the world. He's been on stages. He's also, he's an industry guy, but he's also an artist, and he performs on stages all over the world. And it's just a dope dude. What up, Mazzi? How you doing, bro?
Legend is a strong word, especially in New York, where we're surrounded by incredible legends. Am I holding this?
Yeah, you're holding it.
All right. So, legend is a little too far. Let's just say a very well-rounded student.
Mazzi is a student of the game, of hip-hop, of the culture. Tell me how you got into this music business and culture, whenever that was. It must have been like 40 years ago.
Thanks. Thanks for aging me. Look, it's two different things. The culture and the business side is two different things. The culture, growing up in the New York metropolitan area, it's not like oh shit, yo! Say what's up to the people, Zach. Come around, say what's up to the people.
No.
Yeah, but it'll be on YouTube or something, you know what I'm saying? It's my boy Zach right here. You know what I'm saying? He's a wizard. It's the best way I could describe Zach, as a wizard, right?
We learn from the best. That's good. How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
All right. So that's my man Zach, you know what I'm saying? He does what he does when he can do it, you know what I mean? So, so growing up in the New York metropolitan area, it's not that I was introduced to it. The culture was all around us. This is where it's from. This is where hip-hop culture came from. So it's like as far back as I can remember as a shorty, like it was there. There was people breaking, there was graffiti, there was music, there was all the aspects, the style, there was all the aspects of the culture around me. So I didn't get introduced into it. I kind of got woven into the fabric of it, if that makes sense. As opposed to people who are not from this tri-state area, they get introduced to it. A lot of us, I think it's as far back as we can remember, you know what I mean? And then the business side of it, as an independent artist, you have to, educate yourself and be involved in the business side to be able to be effective and keep your thing moving. And then on like the real industry side of it, so to speak, I kind of got introduced to it through close friends who were already involved and who were really doing their thing, and they kind of pulled me in because I was doing so many things on the ground on my own. So they pulled me in, and in like the early 2000s, I got involved in the industry side of things.
Yeah, as you can hear it in his voice, he's a real New Yorker, New Jersey guy, tri-state guy. But I first met Mazzi back in 2015. One of our friends, or one of his good friends, Cross One of Freestyle Sessions, introduced us. I was heavy in the Team Backpack shit, as you guys know, and we did that big Mission Underground event. This guy, it was Ramadan, and this guy was hosting all of Mission Underground day in and day out, and he killed it. And he just did so much for me that I was like, bro, you got to be my friend. We got to work together forever. So we're here now. We're working. We're always working. We're always trying to figure it out. That's all we're doing here is just trying to figure it out day by day, project by project, album by album, industry shit, his artist shit, all my artists, all the people that we're working with, we're always just trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. You told me a story, though. There was like the Mix Show Power Summit or something like that back in the day. I'm too young for that conference, but tell me how you got yourself out there in the industry at that Mix Show Power Summit, because you told me a story about something about condoms or something.
so I forgot about that. So there was a brief moment. I have worked at Def Jam for a long time, big part of my career. At the time, it was a brief stint that I was away from Def Jam. I wasn't working. It was about 6 months. And I was working for an indie marketing and promotions agency. And they mustered up enough money to send me and my coworker to the Mix Show Power Summit. And I'm like, damn, man. I went to the Mixed Show Power Summit before a couple times, and it was difficult then as a young marketer and promoter and whatever to get my name out because there was so many OGs and so many people who was doing their thing for years. And it was hard back then when I was, at the time with Def Jam those other years. So in this brief stint where I wasn't at Def Jam and I was going with this indie company, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, if it was tough then, imagine now. So I had to think, on my feet, and we were going to the Dominican Republic, and I know, there's a lot of things that happened there in the Mixed Show Power Summit, especially allegedly, or outside of the Mixed Show Power Summit. There's a lot of ladies there, so let me bring something that will be useful, and at the same time I could get my name out. So I made these custom condoms, and on the condoms had my name Mazzi in big letters, bold letters, caps, and then under it said, I promote records and save lives. And had my number and my email on there, and I was giving the condoms out like a business card at the Mixed Show Power Summit, and it blew up, and it made it to Billboard magazine. It was a whole editorial report about the Mixed Show Power Summit and the cool and unique promotional items that were at that summit that year. So it was one page, there was the editorial, and then another page with just the picture of my condom, and I think Digiwax had a USB at that time, and that did well too. So it was the USB from Digiwax, and then my picture of my condom. And the picture was so big you could read all my information, my email, my phone number in Billboard magazine. So there were people from like jail calling me up and like, yo man, I need my record promoted, like after the Billboard magazine that came out. So it was just a crazy time, and it worked out for me. People still remember it to this day, and that was a long time ago. So I guess I did something right that day.
Yeah, you told me that a couple years ago. I was like, dude, that's genius. Like marketing genius, promo genius. Like I said, he's been in the industry forever. But like I said, he's also an artist, right? He's a rapper, dope rapper. He says what he wants. He doesn't hold back. He also travels around the world, performs on stages around the world, Africa, Asia. We still got to go. I still got to take him to India. That's on my list. We're gonna do that soon for sure because he'd love it there. But tell me how you get on stages, bro. How do you work your way on some, like we were just at S.O.U.L DXB in Dubai, one of the dopest events. You were on the main stage at S.O.U.L DXB. I think before, it was like there was a bunch of headliners there, but super dope placement. We got my boy Zuffer on there. Thank you for that. Appreciate that, bro. We're all part of this now. But tell me how you like leverage all that. How do you get on these stages and how do you make this shit happen? You're a good guy, so what else is there though?
I mean, look, I've graced the stage with a lot of legends. Thank God I've had the opportunity to do that throughout the years. And it's just, I've been at this a long time, Dev. As an artist, I've been an independent artist way before. And by independent, I mean signed to independent labels and also did it on my own, also did my own label, distribution, whatever. Many different levels and paths that I took throughout this career. But I was doing it before Def Jam, before any industry job I had, and as an independent artist I always learned to be self-sufficient. So that includes being the promoter, the marketer, the writer, the guy who records the music, the guy who puts the artwork together, the guy who books shows. Like, you gotta do it all, or at least know how to do it all. I've never had a manager. I've always tried to get it myself. And one thing I noticed, whether you have a hit record or not, obviously if you have a hit record, it's easier to get these bigger gigs, right? But if you don't have a hit record, you better make sure you are a good performer. And I've always, always, always been somebody who's studied it to the point where I really, really, really try to be a chemist and a scientist when it comes to the stage. I love the stage. It's like my second home. I do not care who's coming on before me or after me. In those minutes, in that time that I'm on stage, that stage is mine. and that's how I look at it. And I don't. Every minute counts to me on that stage. I don't like slacking. I'm very, very, very exact with it. Yeah, of course, sometimes you fuck up, but I don't. I think like you should be very intricate with the stage. A lot of people don't see the stage as a science. As science, I do, and I'm very intricate with it. So I hope it shows. I hope it shows in performances, and I think that's the reason why, along with relationships, obviously. But I think that's why people would book me or do book me, is because I take it very seriously. Yeah.
Yo, no, I saw him perform in Dubai a couple months ago, or 2 months ago, and it was incredible. I was like, dude, you're dancing on stage, doing all sorts of crazy shit, rapping. Oh yeah, take that call real quick. Yeah, Mazzi's gonna take a call real quick, but yeah, man, he's an OG, he's a legend, but he might not call himself a legend. Yeah, let's give him a sec.
I'll hit you right back.
All right, last thing, Mazzi.
That's it?
No, yeah, it's a quick thing, bro. I don't want to spend too much time doing it. I don't want to overthink any of this, bro.
Okay.
You'll be back on this vlog later on. We're gonna talk about projects, all that shit. It's a quick thing, bro. That's how we keep it fresh, right? Like I said, dope performance in Dubai. Knows how to crush the stage. What are some things that you think artists need to do in 2026? I know we argue all the time what we need to fucking do, what you need to do. We always go back and forth. But what do artists need to do in 2026 to keep it going and trying to be successful?
Well, I don't think we argue. We build.
Yeah.
Because we bounce ideas off each other. And it's important to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. But one thing I would say, there's always cutting edge things coming about. So you have to have your finger on the pulse, and don't ever think that you stop learning. Once you stop learning is when you fucked up. That's when you fucked up. I'll never stop learning. I learn from everybody. I learn from my interns. I learn from people older than me, people younger than me, people who are my peers, people who are better than me at certain aspects, and people who are not as good as me. And sometimes you got to learn what not to do when you see people doing things wrong. So never stop learning, and never stop continuing to progress and chiseling your shit. You know what I'm saying? So like what you did wrong on that last album, make sure you don't do it wrong on the next album, and build on that, and add stuff, and try things. Be calculated. Talk to your people. Be open-minded. See what other people are doing. So you're never gonna have it 100%, and don't be too hard on yourself. Just always look at it as a journey, and you're learning your path. You're making lefts, rights. You might circle back and go back on the same road, but as long as you're learning from it, and that's how you become successful. I feel like this shit is a journey. It's not necessarily a destination. Your destination is death. I don't mean to be like sad. Just make you sad, but your life is a journey, bro. You never stop moving. You can never stop moving, especially as an artist. I know people who are like in their 70s and still learning new stuff, and they're masters at what they do, whatever instrument they play or whatever art they do. So that's the key to me. And next time we'll talk more about the philanthropic stuff, because that has to do a lot with my journeys. You know what I mean?
That's one thing that when I learned Mazzi, or I met Mazzi and I learned about him. He does a lot of philanthropic work around the world, building wells, setting people up across the world with resources. I talk about that real quick because I know that's a big part of your mission, and it's a big part of this sole purpose entity that you've built.
Yeah, and that I said that because of the whole journey thing. So at some point in my career, I reached a crossroad in my journey, and I decided I'm gonna set myself aside and just do philanthropic work with my music. So 100% of the profits from my sales and streams, and a lot of times merch, goes to a certain charity that I choose with the artists that I'm working with, and everybody donates their time and their talents and their resources, whether it's the producers, the engineers, the studios, the artists, and and a lot of times I work with people on the ground where the charity is happening, and I'll go there, and we with the people. I don't just send a check. I go down there and I'm with the people as much as I can. So that we can expand on later. That's a whole nother chapter we could talk about, but that's part of the journey I was talking about. That's why I brought it up, and that's part of the thing where I'm always learning. You know what I mean? Learning different ways to attack this philanthropic way of making music and giving back to the people.
Yeah, this guy, big bro, for sure. Inspiration to me on every level. He's taught me that I need to be everywhere. I need to go travel the world. This music shit is everywhere. So you'll see this guy more. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna do some philanthropic work with him. We're gonna showcase that work and actually doing it, building on stages all around the world, building in places all around the world. But if you want to check him out, go to soulpurposecrew.com. I'm doing this vlogging thing. I'm highlighting dope people. He's definitely one of those dope people. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And
This is every day?
this is every day, bro. I'm doing this every day. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just fucking doing it. I don't care. Because everyone's dope. Peace. See you later.